So many of them. I've never seen anything like this, even when they're tracking down suspects. We don't need to go in. We don't want to draw any unwanted attention inside. We can just talk here. Let's find a quiet spot and continue our conversation. View here is great, right? We can see everything from here, including Clocky.
If all the characters in the animation are based on characters in reality, then Clocky's counterpart is definitely the Watchmaker. In the animation, he's Hanu's partner and one of the founders of Dreamville. Does that mean the Watchmaker was personally involved in that war and sided with Asdana?
It was a monumental war for freedom. Hanunu fought alongside a motley crew of masked fools, nameless, history fictionologists, mourning actors, omen vanguards, even visitors from beyond the sky. In the end, they emerged victorious. Among them was the person who would eventually be known as the Watchmaker.
But if you do the math, doesn't that mean the Watchmaker was around for several centuries?
I'm not sure, but Mikhail was already the Watchmaker when I met him, so maybe he inherited the title.
How old are you now, Mr. Officer?
I'm 13.
No way. Not even close.
Hanunu freed the frontier prison, but peace still eluded him. With limited resources, threats from the outside world, and internal conflicts between major prison districts, the future of Asdana was uncertain. It wasn't until the Watchmaker approached the family with the idea of turning the prison into the planet of festivities that Penacony finally gained its name and glory.
Thus, he became known as the Father of Penacony.
But didn't you say the Watchmaker betrayed the family? And you said you were his companion, so that means you...
No, I'm not his companion, but rather one of his many children. But I am indeed a traitor. Not to the family, but to Mikhail.
What did you do?
I did nothing. And that's the worst betrayal of all. Just like you, I had close companions. We dedicated ourselves to Penacony. But the Oak family, they set us up. Mikhail was too old to protect his children anymore. So we left the family to find our own path. We were branded traitors of the Harmony, even though the true traitors were someone else. While they continue to praise the Watchmaker's name in the world, behind closed doors, they condemn him on a pillar of shame. Nevertheless, we wanted to clear his name. We intended to find the real traitor, the one responsible for all this, and restore harmony to Penacony. But we failed. Too much time had passed, and the land of the dreams had become deeply corrupted. After countless fruitless pursuits, I gave up. Like a lost dog. The family accepted me and made me an officer, supposedly as a form of forgiveness. But it was actually a punishment. Since then, I've been completely cut off from my partners and my past. As for Mikhail, I heard he died in obscurity, in a place where no one could find him. That's when I realized that the Penacony I once knew would never return.
We're truly sorry for what happened. But this is not the end of the story, right?
Apparently, someone has inherited the title of the Watchmaker and has been secretly working against the family all this time. Well, that's one way to look at it. However, only one member has truly inherited the Watchmaker's title. Unfortunately, after all these years, I have no idea who that person is, or if they're even real. Or just Mikhail's lost soul haunting the dreams. So, do you understand why I'm spilling all this info? Because I believe the girl's death must be connected to the Watchmaker's legacy. And at the end of all these mysteries, we will find the answers we are seeking. If it really is Mikhail's ghost, I want to meet him. If only for the last time. For those who despise me could form a line from here all the way to the entrance of the hotel. But those willing to look me in the eye and hear me out? Let's just say, there won't be many. I've told you all I know is a sign of gratitude. Thank you for listening to this old dog. Bark and all. Something just happened at the theme park. Now if you'll excuse me, good luck to all of you. How ironic. What's so different between the stowaways projected by Penacony today and the dream seekers once hailed as pioneers several amber eras ago?
Gallagher does have a troubled past, it seems.
While Firefly's whereabouts remain a mystery, his stories shed light on our suspicions about the true identity of the Watchmaker, his connection to the family, and the power struggles hidden behind sweet dreams and death. Exactly. Gallagher suggests that the real traitor is someone else, probably within the Oak family. That lines up with what we've gathered so far. Firefly got involved in this mess because of the legacy, and now we're sure that Aventurine's accusations against Acheron are baseless.
You're really into Clocky, huh? He's just a fictional character, not a real person.
Speaking of which, that Clocky who only reveals himself to you is quite intriguing. It's a shame we've never met him since then. Now that we've confirmed a lot of our suspicions, let's take a moment to think about the clues we have. Send a message to Welt and see how things are going on his end.
Are your companions worried about you?
They're just checking up on me. Let's get in and get out. Seems they've made some progress. Looks like we're about to enter the depths of Dewlight Pavilion.
It's been a smooth ride. Almost too smooth for a heavily guarded mansion.
Let's see if there's anyone waiting to greet us. Something feels off. A grand mansion like this and not a butler or servant in sight. Could it be due to the disruption caused by the emergency? Well, this door is open. Looks like we'll have to investigate ourselves. Let's proceed with caution.
Just one moment. Light. I've made myself less noticeable. The crew can explain their presence as authorized by the family, but I can't come up with any excuses for being here.
I see. What an interesting technique.
Stream forth the gleam of old. The model in the sand pit. It's the golden hour, isn't it?
The footprints here are different from the rest. They're There are two sets of them. Looks like outsiders might have passed through here not long ago.
While there aren't any people in this mansion, they've set up quite a few mimetic guards to patrol this place.
The game is on. Let's play. Can you find the answer? Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Still waters of oblivion.
Eternal step. Dead return!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
We have the upper hand.
Look, it dropped something.
A note. Looks like instructions from the butler for the other servants.
Seems like the mansion's entire workforce were assigned other tasks before Robin's death. It must have been a big project to require that much manpower. The Charmony Festival, perhaps.
But no matter what their main priorities are, there should always be someone left at the mansion, right?
So you're saying someone deliberately cleared the place out?
Yeah, but I don't know why.
No one here either.
Since no one's around to entertain us, let's make ourselves at home. Stay close to me so that my white can cover you too. The information about Robin, Firefly, and the other victims. I don't see any commonalities among them.
Looks like the rumors were right. Death does seem to be targeting random victims. And based on Sunday's notes, he's no stranger to death.
He's just surprised that it has resurfaced. This light cone is securely guarded. It must hold some important memories.
According to Robin's interview, despite having performed on so many grand stages, her favorite performance was a pretend show she put on with her brother when they were just kids.
I wonder how their relationship is now.
Growing up brings gains, but also losses.
Yeah, time has a way of smoothing things out. The beautiful dreams of youth will eventually fade away.
As soon as I and the rest of the crew arrived in Penacony, Mr. Sunday and Robin showed up to greet us. I remember hearing something unusual in her voice, and now it seems I was right.
Robin believed it was because the harmony had been tampered with somehow. But as far as I know, there aren't many entities capable of interfering with the power of paths.
Meaning?
If there really is a traitor within the family, that person must hold a high position or possess unimaginable strength.
That would explain why Mr. Sunday has been having such difficulty in catching the traitor. It seems neither the Dream Master of Penacony nor this old Odie is happy with Sunday's recent performance.
They don't seem to care much about death. Instead, they're more concerned about the Charmony Festival and the Watchmaker.
Maybe the other family heads don't think death is a big deal. One thing's for sure. There's a lot of internal conflict within the family, and everybody has their own agenda.
Mr. Sunday has done some serious research on his suspects. This traitor must have been causing trouble for the family for a long time.
They all seem to be insiders, but I haven't met any of them.
Huh? Wait, these characteristics...
What is it?
No, nothing. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. However, if this traitor really exists, could they be responsible for Firefly and Robin's deaths?
Perhaps that's why Sunday is taking this matter so seriously.
That's all for now. Nothing more noteworthy.
Before coming here, I had all sorts of scenarios in my head about dealing with the family. I did not expect an empty mansion.
Watch out! Someone's approaching.
I don't think trespassing on forbidden areas is the way to be a guest, Mr. Yang. And... Acheron? The Galaxy Ranger?
Our apologies, Mr. Sunday. Nobody came to greet us, so we entered without permission. I hope you can forgive us.
But even if there's no one to greet you, you should wait for the host. Don't you agree? Even without the famous Galaxy Ranger. As far as I know, the crew has officially accepted the family's commission, so coming here will be unnecessary for you.
On the contrary, that's exactly why we're here, to ask you about the case and gather more information. We don't want any loose ends.
Well, since you've come with goodwill, I have no reason to show you the door.
Rest assured, he hasn't figured out that we went through those documents.
While the truth remains a mystery, I'm getting close to it. I assure you that the traitor will soon pay the price.
Let's hope justice will prevail soon. I have a question for you, if you don't mind. How did the family come to the conclusion that the murderer was within the family? With all due respect, it's in the IPC's interest to wreak havoc before the Charmony Festival, and the family has every reason to suspect the IPC's involvement.
Well, other family heads share the same suspicions as you, but in my opinion, the true murderer would never have drawn as much attention as that ambassador did. Not to mention, I personally shackled him a while ago. However, I'll give you a suggestion regarding your suspicions, Mr. Yang. You should be more cautious of Aventurine. While the wicked can't break through high walls, they can plunge their evil dagger into the heart of the righteous. He's a businessman, not some philanthropist. But right now, he's out there handing out his wealth on the streets. And he went to the Clock Studios theme park all by himself. Who knows what kind of scheme he's cooking up? While the family is dedicated to keeping our guests safe, it might be wise for you to stay alert. You never know what unexpected troubles could arise.
According to a Pierpoint hotline tip, there was a major breakthrough in the shocking Ejhazio Aventurine case. The suspect has been arrested. This fraud case has been linked to many departments within the Interastral Peace Corporation and the Intelligentsia Guild, causing a large drain in manpower and resources, resulting in the IPC taking a massive loss.
The case's main suspect originates from Sigonia 4 and is one of the survivors of the second Kataka-Avgin extinction event, who does not carry an interstellar refugee travel permit. As per Strategic Investment Department Head Diamond's sentiments, the IPC has appropriately relocated the suspect in the spirit of the Charter and will continue to conduct further investigations as to the motive of the suspect.
What pretty eyes. Tell me, do they shine in the dark?
Well, if they did, I'd sell them in a heartbeat.
You don't know how many people long for your eyes to be closed forever. As a servant, you should not resist your master. Yet, you went and killed that man anyway. No lawyer has the audacity to defend you. Perhaps you ought to represent yourself.
Not difficult, but definitely pointless.
You're pretty confident on your eloquence. Did you also think that when you lied to the Intelligentsia Guild?
Ask and you shall receive. You wanted the perfect construction material. All I did was offer a possibility. It was just a small wager. If your luck holds out, the IPC will dig something up from the golden sands of Ejihazo. Maybe even the Sand King's remains. Pity your luck has run out.
I'll admit that. What I'm more curious about, though, is why such a grand scheme failed to benefit anyone in the end, including the perpetrator himself.
Madam, I already have what I want. To be brought before you for the next high-stakes gamble.
Then let's talk about the second gamble. Tell me, what are you prepared to wager this time?
My life. I bet you won't send me to the gallows.
What do you want, then?
I want your Lenore to meet with me. I have something to say.
And then what?
I want cash.
It can't be that simple, can it?
It is that simple. 30 tanbas. The remainder of my market value. 30 tanbas. No more, no less. With this money, I'll climb to even greater heights than you. Grasp even more riches than you. I wager you won't give me this chance. Which is why you should call him here.
Interesting. A pity Diamond won't see you. No one gets to see him. From here on out, I am Diamond's representative, and I will decide on his behalf. You're wrong. 30 tanbas. I'll give you that. And much more than that. Wealth, status, power. The IPC will give you whatever you want, even what you don't want. Kakavasha. A good name, but unfortunately destined to be buried in the dirt. You, though, you deserve to live, to create even more wealth for us. Go, pick the clothes you like, then choose your desired identity. And then, use them well, child. May your plans never suffer failure.
Life is like a long-term investment. Those who choose correctly, do the correct things, reach the correct outcomes, and show the world their value. People can't always make the right choices in their lives. But luck has always been on my side. I've never lost. Is it because Gayathra blesses me? If that's the case, she must also be looking upon me right now. My success is inevitable. But what then? Even if I overcome this difficult trial, what would come next? What awaits me after this glorious gamble? An even more glorious one? Will I return triumphant with unending riches after countless successes, or will I encounter failure, never to return? I'm pretty sure you already have some ideas. Lowly